Yes, hello, and thanks once again for joining me as we take a look at the remaining races from the Friday night's race programme at the 2022 Charity Scramble event that was held at Ballysallagh Road in Craigantlet in Northern Ireland. Now, this is part 2 of 4 videos that we're going to post from this 2-day Classic Scramble event here at Cecil Pearson's racetrack, so I do hope you enjoy all of the racing coverage. So we're going to go right into our next race, which of course is the pre-1977 class. And as you can see, another good lineup of riders for this pre-77 class race as they head up the hill. Looks like a good start by John Griffiths, number 33 there. Harry Stitt is in second position. Number 4 there is Ian Buchanan. Number 44 is Adrian Lappin as they make their way up the hill. But it's John Griffiths on the CCM with the early lead. Harry Stitt in second position there, also riding a CCM 4-stroke machine. And it looks like number 199, Jamie McMaster, just making his way through there as we take a look at number 7, which I think could be Tom Paul on his nice side piper CZ, but here's the man leading this pre-77 race, number 33, John Griffiths. Harry Stitt very close behind, number 111. Jamie McMaster in third. Looks like Ian Buchanan is in fourth. Adrian Lappin is in fifth. Trevor Calderwood is in sixth position there. As we take a look at number 26, that's James Thompson once again. I don't think James has had the best of starts for this pre-77 race, so I think James is playing catch-up at the moment on his quite quick bull tackle. I think James actually did get off the line quite well at the start, but had a bit of a problem coming up the hill, so it looks like James has got that initial issue sorted out, and he's playing catch up to these two, which is John Griffiths, number 33, your race leader. Number 111 is Harry Stitt in second place, although Harry does have number 70 on that machine, and that's a bike that Harry shares with his father, Martin. As we take a look at number 32, Trevor Calderwood on his CZ machine. I think Trevor's currently in about third place or fourth position on this particular lap. Trevor, of course, another one of Ireland's top riders who won the Don Matthews CZ World Championship a few years back, so Trevor certainly has a bit of prestige attached to his title, but we're looking at James Thompson just going through there as John Griffiths heads up the hill to start another lap. So this looks like a good scrap developing here between John Griffiths on the Joe Maxwell Engineering at CCM and Harry Stitt in second place there, also on one of those Alan Clues 4-stroke at CCM bikes. Remember, these two had quite a good battle when they were riding Cecil Pearson's Japs in the earlier races here on the Friday evening, so it looks like these two are at it once again in this pre-77 race. Number 3 there is, I think that's Eddie Murray. Remember, we had a look at Eddie's old Suzuki in the paddock videos. But here's number 26, James Thompson, trying to carve his way through the pack because James had some, I think it was mechanical issues at the very first turn of the start of this race, but James is certainly on his way. So here is your race leader. It's still number 33, John Griffiths, who leads at number 70, Harry Stitt. Both these riders, as I said, riding CCM machines. As you can see, the track is still very slippy, even although it's absolutely bone dry. but nevertheless these two look like they're going to have a good race right to the end of this pre-77 class race. And as this of course is the final lap of this pre-77 race, looks like John Griffiths is in quite a comfortable position as they come up the hill to take the checkered flag, so it's going to be a win for number 33 John Griffiths, with Harry Stitt very close behind in second position. As we take a final look there at, I think that's number 118, I think that could be Johnny McCabe. So that brings us around to one of the youth races. This is the small wheel 85s, big wheel 85s and the 65s, and this is race 8, and as you can see not many kids bikes out for this race, but of course this is a charity event, so these guys have to have their moment of fame here on Classic Dirt Bike TV. And so as they head up the hill for the very first time, it looks like it's number 417, I think that's little Freddie Thompson on that, I think it's a gas that little Freddie's riding. Number 5 looks like it's Josh Wright in second position. I'm not exactly sure why there are so few bikes in this class, but nonetheless these guys are certainly making a race of it. As we take a look at our race leader, number 417, Freddie Thompson on the gas, and I'm pretty sure that's Josh Wright, number 5 there in second position. I think he's riding a little 65 cc KTM machine. And the track conditions for these smaller bikes is just absolutely perfect for this kind of racing, but this is a good scrap here at the front between our two front runners, Freddie Thompson and Josh Wright in second. At number 111 there, I think that could be Archie Murray Tate. I think he's riding a little Husqvarna machine. Yes, these kids are very lucky to have these little bikes to have fun on a racetrack. I think when I was their age, it was a train set, and I had to be thankful that I even got that. So these guys are very lucky to have these little bikes to have a bit of fun on. So looks like we've got a change of leader at the front. I think that's Josh Wright, who's now taken the lead from number 417, Freddie Thompson. As we take a look at number 24, I think that could be Austin McCabe there, making his way up the hill. But it's 417 Freddie Thompson who's managed to regain the lead of this race. But these two youngins certainly going at it in this race. 417 Freddie Thompson and number 5 Josh Wright, so nothing to choose between these two little gladiators. And so it's Freddie Thompson, number 417 on that what looks like a little 65 gas machine, and at number 5 Josh Wright in second position. As we take a look at third placed rider, number 24, that's Austin McCabe. I think Austin's on a 65 Husqvarna. And number 111 is in fourth position. I think that's Archie Murray Tate there. So as a race leader comes down from the hill, it's still at number 417, Freddie Thompson, who leads at number 5, Josh Wright. And as I said, all of the money raised from this two-day event here at Craigantlet will go towards the Children's Cancer Charity. And as I said in the previous years of this event, the Northern Ireland Classic Scramble Club have already raised in excess of £90,000 in total for local charities, so we're hoping to get over that £100,000 target when the full total is calculated. But it's the last lap for number 417, that's Freddie Thompson, who leads at number 5, Josh Wright, on that little 65 two-stroke machine. And it looked like little Archie Murray Tate there got a bit of a problem stuck on the hill, but it looks like Archie's on his way once again. But we are heading towards the closing stages of this race, and it's certainly been a very good ride by number 417, Freddie Thompson, with number 5, Josh Wright in second place. So been quite a good race between these two front runners. They've changed pole position a couple of times during this race, but it's still 417 Freddie Thompson with the advantage over Josh Wright in second position. And so as our race leaders head up the hill to take the checkered flag, it's going to be a win for number 417 Freddie Thompson on the gas, with number 5 Josh Wright in second place. So that brings us quite nicely to the second race for the pre-74s, pre-70s and pre-65 pre-unit bikes. Another excellent lineup of riders for this race. As they leave the line, Cecil Pearson's made quite a good start there. James Thompson looks like he's taken the early lead, but it's the Japs in positions 1, 2, 3 and 4 as they make their way up the hill. It's James Thompson in the yellow helmet there, number 26. Harry Stitt is currently in second position. It's John Griffiths in third, Ian Buchanan in fourth, Adrian Lappin is in fifth, and Cecil Pearson has made a cracking start there in sixth position as they make their way up the very dusty Pearson Hill. So as they descend from the hill on lap 1, it's number 26 James Thompson, number 111 is Harry Stitt, number 33 is John Griffiths, number 4 is Ian Buchanan, number 44 is Adrian Lappin, number 32 there is Trevor Calderwood, and there is number 11, the track owner, and of course the owner of all of those Jap bikes, number 11 Cecil Pearson. And Cecil's riding a chassis that was built by our current second placed man, Harry Stitt. So this is a very special bike indeed, with that Jap 4-stroke engine in the chassis. So that's number 11 there, Cecil Pearson. And so as our leaders cross the line to complete lap 1, it's James Thompson first, second is Harry Stitt, number 111. John Griffiths is currently third, Ian Buchanan is in fourth position, number 44 is Adrian Lappin in fifth. Trevor Calderwood has now moved up into sixth place. But it's still James Thompson on the Cecil Pearson Jap. James is looking down at the bike there. He thinks he may have some kind of mechanical issue, but he's still going quite well in the front there, being chased by the youngster number 111, Harry Stitt. And once again, this bike that Harry's riding is a chassis that was designed and built by himself, so a nice bit of prestige there to be in second position riding a bike that you designed yourself. And of course it's another one of those Cecil Pearson Jap engines that's in Harry's chassis. But as they come up to cross the line to complete lap 2, it's still James Thompson, number 26, who leads Harry Stitt in second position. John Griffiths is still in there in third, so it's still the Jap bikes in positions 1, 2 and 3 as they head up the hill. And I think number 88 there, I think that could be Peter Turtle just making his way through. Number 69 is Andrew Breeden. as we take another look at number 11, Cecil Pearson. But this is a fantastic scrap at the front between James Thompson, Harry Stitt and John Griffiths. Now remember, I did say when we looked at these bikes in the Panic video about how quick these machines were on the track. Now the engines, of course, on these bikes are from the 1930s, but the chassis, of course, are Rickman 1960s frames. But you can just see how quick these bikes are on the racetrack. And I'm sure this man here, number 11, Cecil Pearson, will be well pleased that his bikes are running in positions 1, 2 and 3 at the front. But Cecil also doing well in this race. But as they come up the hill, it's still James Thompson, number 26, your race leader. Harry Stitt is still in second, and it's still John Griffiths in third. But absolutely nothing between these three riders as they make their way up a very dusty hill to start another racing lap. So it's still James Thompson, number 26. James has already won, I think, a couple of races here on the Friday evening, but he's certainly got his work cut out with Harry Stitt and John Griffiths on his back wheel here. So this could be a fantastic ride to the finish line, but it's still an advantage to James Thompson from Harry Stitt and John Griffiths in third positions. And as I said, these bikes may be old vintage classics, but they're certainly not slow on these kind of racetracks. Number 88 is Peter Turtle. Number 69 is Andrew Braden on his BSA, and that was a bike that was built for Andrew by Alan Arnott. So as the riders come up the hill to start their last and final lap, it's still number 26, James Thompson. Second is Harry Stitt. Third is still John Griffiths. But this has been a fantastic race by these three talented Jap machine riders as they head up the hill for the very last time. So as they descend from the top of the hill, it's still James Thompson first, Harry Stitt second, John Griffiths in third, and as you can see, any one of these three riders could still cross the line to take the checkered flag. Harry Stitt looks like he's trying to line up a move on James Thompson, but James Thompson is still in command at the front of this pack. John Griffiths looks like he wants to steal that second place position from Harry, but a fantastic ride by all three of these very quick riders. As we take a look at number 303, I think that could be Ryan McMaster on his lovely side Piper CZ. But as they come towards the checkered flag, it's going to be yet another win by James Thompson, number 26. Harry Stitt is going to take that second place position, and third place is going to go to number 33 there, John Griffiths. But a fantastic ride by all three of these racers. Number 11 is Cecil Pearson, and this is going to be another good finish by Cecil on his particular Jap machine. And so next up, that takes us on to the second race for the Youth 125 254 strokes and the Big Wheel 85s. Quite a decent lineup from these young guns as they leave the line. I think it was Callum Pearson who won that first race, but it looks like Callum's made a second place position start. I think it's Nathan Briggs who's going to take the advantage going up the hill to begin lap one. Callum Pearson in second position there, and I think it's number 911. I think that's Ben Morrill who is currently in third as they make their way up the hill. But as I said, we don't normally feature these kind of modern style motorbikes here on my Classic Dirt Bike TV channel, but of course this is a charity event, so every one of these riders here also contribute to that charity, so it's only right that these guys are seen on the racetrack as well. So we're looking at our race leader, number 611, Nathan Briggs. And Nathan looks like he's riding a 4-stroke KTM machine. Callum Pearson is in second position on the Husqvarna. And number 911 in third position is still Ben Morrow. But as you can see, a beautiful evening here at Ballysallagh Road in Craigantlet, as we take a look at our race leader as he comes up the hill to begin another racing lap. That's number 611, Nathan Briggs. And in second position there is Callum Pearson, number 93 on that Husqvarna 4-stroke bike. And I'm pretty sure that Nathan Briggs here managed to secure a second place finish in that first race of the evening. I think that was won by Callum Pearson here, number 93 on the 4-stroke Husqvarna. So it looks like the roles have been reversed as far as this race goes, but we've still got a bit to go before the end of this race. So Callum Pearson still doing very well on that Husqvarna bike. And of course the Northern Ireland Classic Scrambles Club would love to see more riders attend this charity event in 2023, because after all, it's all for a very good cause, and local charities do benefit from all of the proceeds collected. So what more of an excuse do you need to head over the Irish Sea, because you'll all be made very welcome by the Irish Club members, and what's more, you'll be able to watch yourself on TV sometime later here on my Classic Dirt Bike TV channel. So we are taking a look at number 911. I think that's Ben Morrow, who is currently in about third position. So Ben doing very well on his KTM 4-stroke bike. But here's your race leader, number 611, Nathan Briggs. Looks like Nathan's got quite a decent lead over second place man now, which is number 93, Callum Pearson in second spot. And don't forget, coming up in part 3 from this Craigantlet Charity Scramble, we'll be showing you the first block of races from the Saturday's race programme, so make sure that you retune to take a look at that footage. And it looks like we've got a change of third placed rider. That's number 61 now, Callum Galt, who is currently in third place. It looks like Callum has made the move on Ben Morrow for that track position, but here's your race leader crossing the line to complete another lap, Nathan Briggs, number 611. And this has been another very good ride by this talented young rider. So it's Nathan Briggs in first position. Here's your second placed rider, number 93, Callum Pearson on the Husqvarna. Nathan has quite a good gap between himself and Callum here in second position, but if Callum manages to stay on the track, he'll certainly cross that line in at least second position. So here's the battle for third and fourth between number 61 Callum Galt and number 911 Ben Morrow. So looks like Callum Galt's made quite a good run on Ben for that third placed position as they head down the hill. And just as a little reminder, don't forget that the Northern Ireland Classic Scramble Club hope to be using this track for the Classic Motocross the Nations in 2023. Now, as yet, that has not been confirmed, but we hopefully will be able to confirm that this will be the venue for 2023 around September time. So check out the Northern Ireland Classic Scramble Club's website for more details about next year. So we're looking at our race leader, number 611. That's Nathan Briggs. And it's pretty fair to say that Nathan has dominated this race from almost the first corner. So this is going to be a well-deserved win for the KTM rider. Callum Pearson is still in second position there, just going through. Here's the battle for third and fourth between number 61 Callum Galt and number 911 Ben Morrow. But here's your race winner as he heads towards the checkered flag. It's going to be a win for Nathan Briggs, number 611. Callum Pearson is going to take a second place finish this time round, and it's going to be Callum Galt who's going to finish in third. But there we see some of the spectators enjoying a nice Friday evening night out, watching this charity scramble here at Craigantlet. So right now we're back to the older Twinshock bikes once again. This is the Grade C class race. Another excellent lineup of bikes for this class. So as they leave the line, we'll just try and pick up some of the early race leaders. And it certainly looks like it could be Alex Johnston again, who's made a cracking start on that 480 Honda as they come up to begin lap 1. And as you can see, it's still very dusty here at Ballysallagh Road, but thankfully not too dusty that the riders can't see where they're going. But that's a lovely Friday night for this type of motorcycle racing. And so as the riders descend from the top of the hill on lap 1, it still is number 205. That's Alex Johnston in first position. I think it's number 28, Mark Liddell, who is in second spot there on the Husqvarna bike. Remember, Mark had that slight coming together with one of the other riders in a previous race, but it looks like he's picked himself up and he's back on the gas once again there in second position. But it's Alex Johnston on that 480 Honda who is your race leader. Number 28 is still Mark Liddell. Third position is Aidan McGarity, and it looks like it's Eric Bracewell there in fourth position on the big Micro machine. Number 99 coming towards us with the black top there is Ivor McCree on his YZ Yamaha, but as our race leader comes up the hill to complete lap 1, it's still number 205 Alex Johnston, and I think we have a change of leadership there in second position, because it's now number 64 Aidan McGarity who is in second place. Eric Bracewell has moved up into third, and I think Mark Liddell is now down to fourth position on that Husqvarna. But once again, this is another dominant display from this man here, number 205 Alex Johnston. Number 64 is still Aidan McGarity in second position. As we take a look at number 21 there, that's John Campbell on his lovely CCM bike, just one of two CCMs that John has brought along to this event, and he certainly looks like he's having a very good time out there on that old Alan Clues 4-stroke machine. It's quite a decent original bike, this number 21 bike that John Campbell's riding. There's not too many of these original CCMs going around these days, but it's still nice to see them taking part in these kind of classic scrambles events. So it's still Alex Johnston, number 205 on the 480 Honda, who is leading this race. Alex dominated the first race, of course, in this class, but it looks like he's off to a very good start once again. Number 64 in second place there. That's Aidan McGarrity, just making his way up the hill. And it's all, of course, thanks to the landowner, Cecil Pearson, for the use of his ground to hold this event each year. And Cecil's family also play a huge part in the organisation and running of this very worthwhile cause. And many local businesses also have contributed to this event this year. So a big thank you to everybody who donated this year. So we're looking at our race leader, number 205, Alex Johnston. Looks like Alex has got quite a decent lead over our second place man, which is number 64 there, Aidan McGarrity. Eric Bracewell is in third position there, number 23, with John Campbell in fourth. And number 113 coming towards us in the white there, that's Andrew Mitchell. Number 28 is Mark Liddell, who appears to be dropping down the pecking order from that early run at the front, but no such problems for this man here, number 205, Alex Johnston, as he completes another lap on his 480 Honda and heads up that very dusty hill, as we take a look at John Campbell, number 21, on his CCM. So it's still number 205, Alex Johnston. Alex appears to have this race in the bag at this point. There's your second place man there, number 64. That is, of course, Aidan McGarrity. Looks like Aidan's riding an old YZ Yamaha. Third place now is John Campbell there, number 21, on the CCM. So this has been a very good ride here by John Campbell, who I was actually talking to in the paddock prior to racing beginning, and he said he was just going to go out there and enjoy himself and have a bit of fun, but he certainly appears to be doing much more than that, because he's currently in third position there. Eric Bracewell, number 23, is in fourth. So as our race leader comes up the hill to complete another lap of this Ballysallagh Road Racetrack, it's number 205, Alex Johnston, who has quite a decent lead now over second place man, number 64 there, Aidan McGarrity. John Campbell still in third position there on that four-stroke CCM. Eric Bracewell is currently in fourth. So it's the final lap of this Twinshock Grade C class race for this man here, number 205, Alex Johnston, as the sun getting very low in the sky here at Ballysallagh Road. But this has been an excellent ride here by Alex Johnston. And of course, after the conclusion of the Friday evening's race programme, we have the charity barbecue, which is always well attended, where you can just donate to the charity and then help yourself to as much beer and burgers as you can eat. As we can take a look at number 21, John Campbell, in third position. So another good ride by John Campbell, but here's your race leader as he comes round to take the checkered flag for his second win of the Grade C class races. It's number 205, Alex Johnston, who is going to take the win. Number 64 is, of course, Aidan McGarrity, who's going to take that second place position. But it's been another excellent ride here by this man here to number 21, John Campbell. So that brings us on to the second race for the Twinshock Grade B class. Another decent lineup of riders for this race. I think the first race in this class was won by number 46, Eddie Hampton, and it looks like Eddie's started this race in about second position, but as they make their way up the hill and across the line to begin lap 1. It looks like it's number 59 who is our race leader currently. And I think that's Jack Willis, who's made the early running in this race on his YZ250 Yamaha. So as the riders descend from the hill once again, it looks like it's still number 59. I think that's Jack Willis on the YZ Yamaha. Number 46 in second position is Eddie Hampton. It looks like Wesley Stockdale, number 95, has also made a good start there on that big 480 Honda machine. And Raymond Cromie looks like he's in fourth spot, but here's your race leader, number 59, Jack Willis. A nice looking Yamaha YZ machine, this of Jack. Second place there is Eddie Hampton, number 46. Wesley Stockdale is third. Number 42 is Raymond Cromie in fourth spot. Number 240 just making his way through is Tony Ferguson on the Michael. But it's still number 59, your race leaders, Jack Willis. Eddie Hampton is in second position there, number 46. Eddie's, I think, is riding a 400 or 440 Michael machine. So both these riders heading up the hill to begin another racing lap. And as you can see, the dust thankfully is not too bad at this point. Number 46 again is Eddie Hampton, who had a very good ride in that first Class B race. So it looks like Eddie's doing very well here in second, but here's the battle for third, fourth and fifth. Number 95 is Wesley Stockdale. It looks like number 417 is moving up through the pack. That's Ryan Thompson. So a good scrap going on behind here, but Wesley Stockdale currently in third position on his 480 Honda. Number 22 is Johnny Reid, just making his way through there. Number 3, of course, is Eddie Murray. Number 7 is Tom Paul. Number 36 is Jonathan McMaster, but it's still your race leader, number 59, Jack Willis, who is currently in the lead of this Grade B class race. Eddie Hampton is still in second, and it looks like we have a change of third placed rider. It's now number 417, Ryan Thompson, who has taken that position from number 95, Wesley Stockdale. But this has certainly been an excellent display from this man here, number 59, Jack Willis on the YZ250 Yamaha bike. Number 46 is still in second position. That's Eddie Hampton on the Michael, but another good performance here by number 59, Jack Willis. And Northern Ireland, of course, just like the rest of the UK, has been enjoying a very warm and dry July with very little or no rain to speak of. And that's how the normally lush green grass here at Ballysallagh Road is bleached brown by the baking sun. As we take a look at number 95, Wesley Stockdale. But it's still Jack Willis, number 59, your race leader, as he comes round to complete another lap of this Ballysallagh Road racetrack. So this has been a cracking performance by this very quick YZ Yamaha rider. As we take a look at number 36, that's Jonathan McMaster on his big YZ 490 Yamaha. But it certainly doesn't look like anybody's going to get close enough to challenge this man for the race win. It's still Jack Willis, number 59, who leads at number 46, Eddie Hampton in second position. It's still number 417, Ryan Thompson, who is in fourth. But as I said, another good performance here by this talented Yamaha rider. So when Jack crosses the line next time round, he will be starting his last and final lap. Number 46 there, Eddie Hampton, is in second position, and it's still Ryan Thompson in third. So this is our race leader coming up the hill for the penultimate time in this Grade B class race. It's number 59, Jack Willis, who starts his last and final lap. There's your second place man, number 417, that's Ryan Thompson. I think Ryan's riding one of those big 480 Honda bikes. But Jack has done very well in this race. He has led almost from the start line, and over the course of the 5 laps that each of these classes have on the Friday evening, Jack has certainly led most of them. So as he makes his way towards the checkered flag, possibly for his first win of the day, it's number 59, Jack Willis. And of course, if you fancy having a go at this track in 2023, then keep your eye on the Northern Ireland Classic Scrambles Club website for more details. So here's your race leader as he heads towards the checkered flag. It's going to be a win for number 59, Jack Willis, on the 250 YZ Yamaha machine. So a good performance here by Jack as he crosses the line to take the win, and it's going to be second place for this man here, number 46, Eddie Hampton. So that brings us quite nicely to the second race for the Twinshock Grade A class riders. Remember, the first race was won by number 26, James Thompson. It looks like James has made quite a good start off the line in that YZ 490 Yamaha bike. Oh, looks like somebody's taken a tumble into that turn 2, but it certainly looks like number 26, James Thompson, who is your early leader, and it looks like John Guy, number 204, is in second position as they head up the very dusty Pearson Hill. So as they make their way down from the top of the hill, it's number 26, James Thompson, who of course has already won a couple of races here riding that Cecil Pearson Jap bike, and he also won the first Grade A class race of the evening, as we watch the rest of the riders making their way through. But this has been another excellent start for James on this rapid 490 YZ Yamaha. It looks like it's still John Guy there in second position. Number 204, Trevor Calderwood, is third. Number 344 is of course Ian Dunlop. Number 4 is Ian Buchanan. Some very quick riders in this Grade A class. So as you can see, James Thompson is already coming round to complete the first lap of this race as he heads up the hill and crosses the line. And it's still number 204, John Guy, who is in second position. But it looks like John Griffiths has a bit of a problem with his CCM there. But James Thompson absolutely flying on that YZ 490 Yamaha. And if you'd like to take part in this event next year, then we'd love to see you over here in Northern Ireland at this charity event, and we'd like to see you taking part in some of the racing here at Ballysallagh Road. There's your second place man, number 204, John Guy. I think John's also riding one of those quite rapid 480R Honda two-stroke machines. Ian Dunlop is in third position there. Trevor Calderwood is in fourth. Number 4 there is Ian Buchanan in fifth spot. Number 77 is David Wilson on his Michael. But it's James Thompson who is your race leader and crosses the line to complete another lap. There's your second placed man, John Guy, in second spot. Another good ride by John Guy. Ian Dunlop there in third position on the Michael. And of course it's 5 laps of this Ballysallagh Road racetrack here on the Friday evening for all of the classes. As we take a look at our race leader, number 26, James Thompson. James Thompson absolutely motoring on that YZ Yamaha. As we take a look at our second placed position rider, John Guy, number 204 on the 480 Honda. Ian Dunlop is still in there in third position. Doesn't look like Ian can get close enough to make a move on John Guy's Honda, but we still have a way to go in this race, so it's still James Thompson first. Second 204 is John Guy, and number 344 is Ian Dunlop as they make their way down the hill. But race leader James Thompson certainly giving that YZ490 the message as he comes up the hill to complete another racing lap. And if James manages to finish in this position, this will be win number 3 of the evening for James. And here's the battle for the remaining places. Trevor Calderwood looks like he's coming under pressure from Ian Buchanan there, number 4, just behind. But there's certainly no escaping the fact that this man here is a very talented rider indeed. Just give this guy a washing machine and a set of wheels and he'll put a pair of handlebars on it and he'll still win races. Such as the skill of this young man, James Thompson. But James Thompson well in the lead of this Grade A race. There is your second placed man, number 204, John Guy on the 480 Honda. And it should still be Ian Dunlop there in third position. So as our race leader at the bottom of the hill comes round to come up the hill for the penultimate time, this will be James crossing the line to start his last and final lap of this Grade A Twinshock race. As we take a look at second place man John Guy and Ian Dunlop just close behind. So all 3 of these riders now beginning their final lap of this race. As we watch John Guy in second and Ian Dunlop in third make their way up the hill. It looks like Ian Buchanan is now in fourth spot. But yet again, this has been another very dominant performance by this number 26 rider, James Thompson. Looks like James is already throttling back and taking it easy towards the finish line. James, of course, taking part in 3 different classes here at Ballysallagh Road. He's riding this Yamaha in the Grade A class. Of course, he's riding his Old World Taco in the pre-77s, and of course one of Cecil Pearson's Japs in the vintage class. But here's your second place man, John Guy. Third is still Ian Dunlop as these riders make their way towards the checkered flag as we look to the bottom of the track to see James Thompson coming up to take the checkered flag. And I think this will be James's win number 3 of the day. So it's a win for James Thompson. And it looks like it's going to be John Guy who's going to cross that line in second spot, with Ian Dunlop coming across in third. Okay, that brings us to the final race for the Youth 125 254 strokes and the Big Wheel 85s. Just this race and one more race to go to complete the Friday evening's race programme. And as the riders leave the line, looks like another good start by number 78. That's Tom Bishop. I think Tom's riding that gas machine. And young Tom, I think, is the son of Gary Bishop, who was another one of Ireland's top Twinshock riders from a few years ago. Remember Gary riding at the Ballysallagh racetrack when I used to attend there years ago. But it's nice to see that these fast riders run in the family. And once more, as you can see, another good turnout of these younger riders for this youth race. But here's your race leader as he makes his way down the hill. Tom Bishop, number 78. Second is number 22, which I think could be Sam Miller, because I don't have a very comprehensive list of the runners and riders in this youth class, but it's certainly Tom Bishop who is the race leader. It looks like it's Sam Miller in second position. Number 44 just going through there. I think that's Christy Blair, but as a race leader makes his way down from the top of the hill, it's number 78 Tom Bishop on the gas bike. I think Tom's father Gary used to ride a 400 Michael machine, so quite a contrast between the father and son machines. As we take a look at number 282 just going through there, that's Dylan Doherty. Number 22 there in, I think that's third place. I think that's James Wright. Looks like James is riding one of these little KTM 85s. But here's your race leader crossing the line to complete another lap, Tom Bishop, number 78. I'm just waiting on our second placed rider coming through, which is number 282, Dylan Doherty. Number 22 is James Wright once again. And at number 5, looks like it's Joshua White there in fourth position. But this is another cracking ride from number 78, Tom Bishop, and I think Tom did very well in the previous race in this class, so Tom's certainly looking good at this point for a win in this race. As we take a look at number 8 there, that's Matt Shaw. Looks like Matt is also riding a little KTM two-stroke machine, so Matt Shaw doing very well in these dusty conditions here at Ballysallagh Road. So there is your race leader crossing the line to complete another lap. Number 78, Tom Bishop, absolutely flying on that little two-stroke gas. Second is still number 282, Dylan Doherty there, just making his way through, and it's still number 22, James Wright, who is in third position. But Tom Bishop well on his way here and in full control of this youth class race. And don't forget, we still have another 2 videos to post from this 2-day event here at Craigantlet, and in part 3 we will have the first block of racing from the Saturday's race programme. So make sure you either subscribe to my channel or retune to take a look at that footage from day 2. And so the last lap flag is out for this man here, the leader of this race, number 78, Tom Bishop on the gas. So as Tom starts his last and final lap. We're taking a look at number 84 there. That's Zoe Turtle. Zoe going very well on her two-stroke KTM bike. As we take a look at number 338 there, another one of those riders who unfortunately is not identifiable to me personally, but we are just looking to the bottom section of the track for our race leader as he comes round to take the checkered flag. Now we still have one more race to go, of course, to finish the Friday evening's race programme. So here is your race leader as he emerges from the bottom of the racetrack. So it's going to be another win for number 78, Tom Bishop, on that very quick little gas machine. So there he is as he crosses the line. Another good win there from number 78, Tom Bishop. And so that brings us to the final race for the Friday evening. This is the pre-77 class, and this will finish all of the racing footage for the Friday evening. So as they leave the line, it's another good start by John Griffiths, number 33 on the CCM. Harry Stitt is in second position as they make their way up the hill. Adrian Lappin has also made a very good start on that CZ machine, but remember these two had a titanic battle in the previous race on these CCM bikes, so we're looking for more of the same in this race. So as they make their way down the hill, it's number 33, John Griffiths, on the Joe Maxwell Engineering CCM, who leads number 70, Harry Stitt. Adrian Lappin is now in third position. Number 22 is Johnny Reid. Number 26 there is James Thompson, who's now out on his old taco. Now, James popped a wheelie at the drop of the gate in this race, and I think he stalled the bike immediately after, so he's well down the pack at this point. But as you can see, he's riding the wheels of that Bultaco to try and make his way to the front of this pre-77 class race. But at the sharp end of this pre-77 race, it's number 33 there, John Griffiths, who is being chased by Harry Stitt, who is riding that number 70 CCM. So it's the two CCMs of John Griffiths and Harry Stitt who are at the front end of this final race of the Friday evening. But these two had a fantastic battle in the previous 1977 class race, so it looks like we're in for some fireworks once again between these two very quick riders. But Harry Stitt certainly looking very menacing on that CCM machine. Number 12 there is Adrian Lappin in third position on that lovely CZ two-stroke bike. So another good start by Adrian, and it looks like James Thompson is heading for a DNF, and in fact James told me later that the Bultaco that he was riding eventually seized up on him, so that put paid to James's evening. So we're looking at the battle between John Griffiths and Harry Stitt in first and second positions. Always a good race when these two get together on the racetrack. And as you can see, these two are very capable riders on these CCMs. There's not much to choose between the talents of these two riders, but certainly mutual respect to each other when they're on the track. John Griffiths and Harry Stitt, and of course both these riders also ride Cecil Pearson's Jap machine. But it's John Griffiths, your race leader. Second is Harry Stitt, number 70, both on CCM bikes. Adrian Lappin is coming up the hill in third position. In the fourth spot there, that looks like that's number 303. That is of course Ryan McMaster, but it's still John Griffiths, who leads this man here, number 70, Harry Stitt. And it appears that John has a slightly bit more of a gap to Harry Stitt, so John Griffiths riding superbly, but it doesn't look like Harry can make any ground up on John Griffiths' CCM bike. But I must say the track here at Ballysallagh Road has been absolutely perfect for this vintage type of racing. As we take a look at number 118 there, that's Jonathan McCabe, and number 88 is Gareth Milliken. So the last lap flag is out for our race leader, number 33, John Griffiths, who appears to have this race in the bag because Harry Stitt is now a bit further behind, so I don't know if Harry maybe has some kind of mechanical issue, but this has been another stonking ride by this talented Irishman, number 33, John Griffiths. So it looks like John's going to chalk up a win on the Joe Maxwell Engineering CCM bike. So it's certainly a well-deserved win for John Griffiths as he heads towards the checkered flag. And it looks like Harry Stitt is going to manage to take that runner-up spot. And there we see James Thompson with his Bull Taco talking to David Wilson. So as he comes up to take the checkered flag, it's a win for John Griffiths, number 33, and it's going to be Harry Stitt who takes that second placed position. So there you have it. That's all of the racing highlights from the Friday evening's race programme. Now don't forget to rejoin me to see all of the racing action from the Saturday here at the 2022 Charity Scramble.